Yo, youngin', I did.
There he is.
Ain't no Teddy Riley's over here. Stop that.
Mikey, what's up, man?
What's happening, Flizzy?
Chilling, man, chilling. So I'm trying to welcome everybody to a pop-up edition of the Fly Guy Show, my podcast. So I want to say, appreciate you taking the time to do this. Question, can you see the comments and the people who are in the room, or you just see me?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the comments.
You can see the comments?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah. So, just want to
hold up. Did you work out today?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay.
I did. You just got back from running?
Yeah, I did, but it's all good.
What you did?
To it.
8 miles?
Hell nah, not today.
not
did 4 today.
Oh, yeah. Are you running with a mask on?
Yeah, I'm running with my mask on.
Man, I tried, man, but that shit, I don't know. My breathing and it makes me lose breath faster. I can't, it's but psychologically, I'm like, man, I can't be outside without a mask. So
you got to get the right mask, man. Kenny, your trainer Kenny should tell you which one.
Which one?
Your man Kenny should tell you. Which mask? Yeah. Hey, Stephanie, yeah, I run in a sweater because it helps me sweat and gets, get my blood going. So.
Right.
All right.
So yeah, let's jump right into it, man. I thought about actually. It's funny you wearing the sweater, headliner 01. Tomorrow, not tomorrow. Next year will be your 20th year in the game from a party promoter standpoint. 20 years in 2021, and it kind of plays into feeling like essentially the rest of 2020 is pretty much shut down from a nightlife perspective. Is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing different rumors and shit, but. I just want to start off by kind of giving people a little insight into the course that you've seen nightlife go in the past 20 years. Like, how have you seen a lot of drastic changes? Has it been the same from the time you started till today? Like, what have you noticed, if anything, about the difference in nightlife?
Over 20 years, of course. Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of changes, a lot of different trends, a lot of different waves over a 20-year span. I've seen it go from, little small venues to massive venues to little lounges now, and to even day party to the day party. So, over 20 years, man, it's a long time. I've seen a lot of shit.
Yeah. Has there been? To me, I look at life like there's cycles, right? Everything is cyclical, right? Where there's like a building and then a destruction and then a rebuild. Do you feel like in the past 20 years, there's been nightlife has gone a certain way, hit a plateau, kind of imploded on itself, and then rebuilt, or has it just been like a continuous like ascending over the past 20 years?
I would say this, it kind of don't affect us, but I've seen the trend of going more hip hop of our culture. To be honest, like even when I was coming up, man, it was hard for us as promoters to even get some of these venues because we was playing hip hop. But the major change I've seen is everybody playing hip hop now. Like that would be the most notable change that I can say is that you've seen that elevation of everyone embracing hip hop. It's kind of hard to deny.
Yeah, it really, you could say like hip hop rules the world from a popularity standpoint and from a cultural standpoint and from a nightlife standpoint at this stage.
100%. And it's so cliche when everybody says our culture. Like, so I don't want to use the word loosely, but it is part of that. Like from just want a piece of us. You know what I'm saying? And I can't. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, I'm proud to be a part of it.
It's been. I've had the benefit and the beauty of DJing for you for shit's going on 8 years now, 7 years. And it's funny, a memory popped up on my story. I don't know if you saw the post, but tomorrow, April 25th, will be 7 years to the day we started Story Thursday. 7 years. Yeah. in addition to DJing for you for so long, I've had experiences where, especially in this city in Miami, where I've been told that I'm too urban to DJ in certain venues, and this is recent. This is like this is less than a year that I've heard this. And so when we talk about hip hop, you know, basically running nightlife, it's and everybody's playing it. You can't really go to a club now and not hear hip hop. It makes me wonder how someone could say that, you know, to me specifically, and also feel like, are they using that as just an excuse, you know, to hide another reason for not having me in that venue. But just to hear, like, I don't think there's any such thing as too urban when it comes to clubs anymore and nightlife, because you say it, because hip hop is being played everywhere. So I don't get that.
Well, nah, I ain't gonna. I agree with you, but I'm gonna try to define what they mean when they say that, because I've experienced it as a promoter. You know what I mean? And I've always tried to have some balance in the crowd that I bring. Mm-hmm. But what they really mean, it's just too many black people. Like, you won't be considered an urban DJ if you brought in a more diverse crowd. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And mm-hmm. I'm saying that speaking as a promoter. Like, I was never shall I say, I never compromised who I was. Like, listen, man, I'm gonna reach out to who I want to reach out to, and if the rest of them join, they join. But if they don't, so be it. But I did once upon a time fall into that rut of trying to have some diversity. I think the diversity is gonna come from those who just support you overall. Mm-hmm. You know, I used to try to play, you know, have the DJs blend in a little Justin Timberlake, Britney Spears and shit, just to say I had diversity. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't be considered an urban promoter. But that word is really just saying it's too many black people.
Too many black people. And it's just you know, you would think that in 2020 those, because it's a racial thing, you would think that wouldn't apply still in these environments. But I mean, it really is. It's like, and because I don't know what nightlife was like in the early 2000s, you know, from a working perspective, like, I barely was going out at 20, 21 years old. So I don't really know what the party scene was like, but it's always, I'm assuming, been that factor of it being too urban or too many black people in certain places. And that's always been a battle that we've had to deal with and to struggle to get past, from a DJ standpoint, from a promoter, from a party goer, right? Is this something that we've always had to deal with?
Right. It's something that I've always had to deal with. Like I just said, I just told you, like, I've always had to deal with it. I still deal with it today.
Even at the level that you're at today. It's crazy.
Even at the level that I'm at today. Like, I can share a quick little story. Maybe, like, this had to be like, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Like, I've been doing Live on Sunday now for going on 11 years next month.
Amazing.
And I'm gonna say maybe even 4 or 5 years ago, you kind of see some of the changes in the diversity and the crowd there. Mm-hmm. So, you know, even at the level that I'm at now, and the experience I have, and, you know, the amount of time I put in this game, I still go through it. But it's how you navigate through it now. Like, I got enough knowledge and wisdom now to know how to navigate. And matter of fact, hold on. I think that's a good point, Kinky. I'm looking at a comment as it go by, and she's right. Like, and this is something that I was working on last night on my documentary. When they say too urban, sometimes it could be your dress code. It could be what you got on. And, you know, for a long time, I struggled with the dress code. Like, I wasn't trying to let nobody in if they wasn't dressed right. You know what I mean? And especially with the long tees, the striped polos and shit like that. But on the crossover market, you'll have a guy in there with a tight white tee, some jeans, and some tennis shoes. It's just tighter. It's just how they wear it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas when I was trying to do it, it was looking at like it was too urban. Like and that's a good point, Kinky. That's a real good point. Like sometimes it's the dress code.
Yeah. And well, I'll say this from me. Sometimes I have a difficult time as a DJ. If they were concerned about the crowd I was bringing, how do you know the crowd I'm bringing if I've yet to play in that venue? You know what I'm saying? Like that was the question I was asking myself. Like you're basing saying that I'm too urban on what? On what factual foundation? You know,
there is no factual foundation.
Yeah.
It's just their perception. Now, that don't apply to all DJs now. And you know, because there are some DJ, some brothers that DJ and they DJ predominantly white parties. I mean, white parties, shall I say. So it's all on, it's in the eye of the beholder, shall I say. Whoever is hiring you, they already done their homework. They know what you're going to bring. They know what you're going to do. Right.
It's kind of shifting gears, but keeping it along the lines of DJing, because like I said, I've been DJing for you for, you know, 7+ years now. But the way that things are right now with the pandemic and this global shutdown, I thought about it and I was like, yo, there's no place on the planet right now that anybody can go to for in a social setting. Like it's nowhere. There's no bar, no lounge, no club, no party, no, you know, of that industry that we do is nowhere on earth that you can go and have that kind of experience right now. And it made me think about the DJ live sets that I do and that a lot of my fellow DJs do, and how we get cut off by Instagram, whether it's the 60-minute limit that cuts you off, which doesn't apply to DJs, it just applies to Instagram Live in general, but then getting cut off in the middle of a set. And I posted this video the other day because it made me think about how the music, it seems to be unifying everyone. You know, you come into my lives a couple of times, you know, you've seen the vibe, you know, people respond well to it, and there's so many of us doing it across the world. It makes me wonder, why would Instagram continue to have this thing in place where it cuts DJ sets if it's the one thing that's helping to unify the people, to bring good energy and good spirits, you know, in the midst of all this madness that's going on?
That's a pretty easy question, man. And I mean, it's the easy answer, shall I say? And it's the control. They want to control what you do, who you reach, and how you reach them. Even if it is, you know, to give a person, you know, just a moment of enjoyment and happiness, and also because those BMI checks got to get cut too, you know, from those artists. So therefore, you know, it's a sense of control and the money, kind of like what our country is going through right now. It's a sense of control and money.
Because so people will say, oh, well, Fly, you should go live on Facebook. Facebook won't cut you off. I'm like, okay, I tested it out the other day, and you're right, I didn't get cut off, but Facebook owns Instagram. So why is there this thing on Instagram? And then they're like, well, go live on YouTube. Okay, well, go live on Periscope. You know, there's all these different platforms, but Instagram specifically cuts the DJ sets. And so then I started thinking, okay, well, what would be the resolution for that? The same way the music that we play when we DJ in clubs, a lot of us are subscribing to record pools, and we pay a monthly fee to download this music that we play in the party. If Instagram could do something with BMI, like you say, to work out a licensing deal where once you're vetted as a professional DJ or DJ, whatever, you go through a process, you pay Instagram a monthly fee, $25, $30, whatever it is, that allows you the ability to play music freely without getting cut off. And then from that subscription fee, they then disperse the money through the publishing areas.
I think, I mean, that's just wise business amongst those two platforms. Cause I know when we do the festival, there's a licensing fee that we have to pay for the music that we play at the festival. And I'm almost sure that, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm almost sure that there has to be a fee that the clubs pay.
Somebody did mention that there's like a blanket license.
Even like I said, even from the level that we are at the festival, BMI be knocking on that door like, you got to pay for this.
So BMI will come to you and say, okay, look, headliner, you putting this festival on. We know you're gonna play. We don't know what music you're gonna play, but we know you're gonna play music that's been released.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to pay X amount of dollars in order for that.
100%. 100%. So, you know, it's the control, it's the money, and that's what leads to, ownership. But at the same time, you're using someone else's platform.
Oh, what's up, Nikki? And Nikki said that happened for Super Bowl too.
Yeah, we had to pay for it. We had to pay for the clearances of the music at Kuru and Y when I put on that pop up there, man. So, wow. It's the money, man. This life is money, I guess.
Life is money. They put something out yesterday that's saying how people are now able to tip artists on Spotify.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it was like
I'm not an artist, so that shit didn't apply to me. So
what do you think about that though? Because I saw like there was like a very a variety of comments. Some people said, "Oh, that's great. I get to tip my favorite artist." And then some people like, "Fuck that. The artists should be tipping us. They got millions already. Like they should be tipping us for streaming their shit."
Right. I mean, it's a level to everything, man. You know, we enjoy these artists, enjoy their music. We pay for their music, we pay for the streams, vice versa. We, they put in the hard work, but at the same time, like I won't get into that part because, like I said, that don't apply to me as far as tipping the artist. Like I think my man said to me a couple days ago, when I told him, look, I might do this live with you because this is my second live in 7-8 years since I've been on Instagram because I don't really do the shit, but right. I think it's a cool little platform. But my man said to me, he said, like, when they was doing the whole, everybody's doing these all-in challenges and blah, 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 blah. Nobody has really set up something for y'all as the DJs. The DJs, y'all the one that play these artists' music. Y'all the one that break these artists' music. We keep the art. Now, when I say we, I'm saying the DJ and the promoter. Because I'm paying these niggas to host a party. I'm paying them to perform. And there's a great deal of respect there, but no one is now reaching back out to the DJs. No one is reaching back out to the promoters. They setting up these funds for these big corporations that's already covered.
Right.
No one is reaching out to, I ain't gonna say no one, because I know someone, there's always a dispute with everything and we just don't know about it. But on a larger scale, no one is reaching out to the waitresses. No one is reaching out to the bartenders, the barbacks, the gyms, those people that are not necessarily a part of a company or and they're just independent. They're independent workers. Like, I personally want to do something. I just haven't really put the time into doing it. But we gotta, especially us as promoters, as DJs, like that all trickles back down to the artists. Like, you got all these artists that's doing these all-in challenges to give to even larger corporations that's already covered, man.
Right.
Has anybody reached out to you? Just like my bank. I've been banking with Wells Fargo for fucking 15 years. I ain't get the small business loan.
Hey, I don't even know
They
if
gonna choose, like, man, hey, man, listen. I think, it needs to be done. And it needs to be acknowledged as well.
Yeah, it definitely needs to be acknowledged. I'm glad you said it, because what I don't think people are realizing is the effect that this is having on the nightlife hospitality industry from a psychological standpoint. And when I say that, I mean many of us, let me not say many, some of us might not be that good at saving money, number one. Some of us, what we do, and not only DJ, but I'm also thinking about the waitresses and the servers. That's like their only means of income, and they banked on that, 5-6 nights a week. And to go from that to absolutely nothing and no means of bringing in income, it's a scary thought, man. And it raises stress levels to a level that I really don't think people understand, because again, I've heard certain things about them saying no large gatherings, bars, lounges, nightclubs will remain closed till further notice. I said, okay, worst case scenario, right? Let's say worst case scenario, the parties you do that I DJ for you, it's 1,000 people easily, 800, 1,000, 1,500 people. If they're saying no gatherings of that size till December, and this is a question I'm asking myself and you, like, what are we going to do? And not you specifically, but how can someone who relied on that industry as their livelihood survive from April, what it is now, till worst case scenario, December, January 2021, if there's no party, social gathering, nightlife event that happens?
I mean, I said this when all this happened, man. What this time off can actually be a blessing for a lot of us, because it allows you to kind of like step away from the hustle, or the everyday hustle, the every week hustle, to really sit back, get creative, and think about what it is you can do next. Like, what if they say no more parties forever?
Right.
Does that mean I just die and or you just die and we don't live anymore? Nah, man, you got to get creative. You got to come up with things to do. You got to expand your horizon, expand your business, expand your knowledge, and come up with something. Because I had this conversation with my man yesterday. They said that the U.S. is like in $1 trillion debt, right? They're making money every day, meaning like they're printing the money every day. So it's money out here for us to make. We just got to, get outside of that box of small thinking and get creative with our thoughts. And I think this time that we have, of doing nothing, we got a lot of time on our hands. We can come up with some creative ideas, come up with some with some inventions, and to keep this thing going. And that's the only thing. Don't give up hope. Keep living. Don't give up hope, brother.
Oh no, and I say that not to say that I feel hopeless, but I know that shout out to my therapist is in here, Matt Genius. What's up, Matt? It's funny I'm talking about this shit. My therapist pop up. Hey, y'all out there listening, there's nothing wrong with therapy and going to talk to somebody. Let me just put that out there. I'm not saying that I feel hopeless, but I have had conversations with some DJ homies that are very concerned, because they have 2 and 3 kids, their significant other not working, so they don't really know. They can't see the light at the end of the tunnel right now. And I know, what's up, DJ Dem? And I know, you want to say, no, reinvent yourself, adapt, think optimistically, do this, but it's not, the phrase, it's easier said than done. It is kind of difficult to look for the light at the end of the tunnel when it seems like it's so dark right now. You don't know when that light is going to come, or when this thing is really going to be over for us. Because watching the news and they talking about, yeah, we'll open back up the country and we'll start in phase 1 will be this, and then phase 2, and then now you got this idiot talking about injecting disinfectants in human bodies and shit, man. Like, it just makes you wonder, like, when is this all going to be over? When do you think it's going to be over, if you had to guess?
I don't know when it's going to be over, but just like I posted something yesterday saying that a lot of people are at peace at this time, and my cousin Nikki posted that before I did, but it just resonated with me because I'm not necessarily thinking about when it's going to be over as much as it is what I'm going to do today, tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I think a lot of people, it gives us a chance to reconnect with our faith in God. And that's really, really the only thing that's going to get a lot of people through is having faith in God, because it's some people that's just not in a position to ride this wave out and ride this storm out.
Right.
Like it's real. Like it's through God's blessings that I'm able to maintain through this. But I know there's millions of people that's not in the same position. And I think that's where you reconnect your faith with God and just get in tune with him. Because if this is a sign of the times, and if this is the last days, who you gonna run to? Trying to run to the club? Trying to run to the celebrities? You're right, brother.
Yeah. It makes me think, like, in going back to 20 years in the game, has your faith been tested before now?
To what regards? Because my faith has been tested numerous times, but in regards to what though?
Well, just in regards to, let's say, maybe if you feel like you made the wrong decision of pursuing this industry, or maybe it's getting too tough, let me go do something else, and then your faith pulls you back and says, nah, Mike, hold on, you can do it, restructure, and go at it again, go harder.
Yeah, I mean, my faith has been tested numerous times. Like, I won't get too in depth in it because I'm gonna urge you to see that headliner documentary when it come out. But like my faith has been tested of making choices of, if I want to do this night, if I want to do this venue, if I want to do it in this city, if I want to do this artist. Like, it's always a testament of your faith, because you're leaping on faith, because like I've said numerous times, like in this industry that I'm in, you're in, whatever, also, we need the people, and people can be fickle. So your faith is always tested, because they're not obligated to come to our parties. They're not obligated to support us. They're not obligated to spend their money with us. So it's tested on a daily basis from a business perspective. From a life perspective, I have been tested as well. And that's why certain situations drew me closer to God. And, I know some people may say, well, nigga, you doing parties. You around sin. You around women. You around alcohol. But I don't allow that to steer me wrong with my faith, because I know where those blessings come from. And I know that if I wasn't here to do this, I wouldn't be doing it.
Right. You feel like you've made, when would you say you became a professional promoter? When you felt like this is what I do, like, for real? Because as a DJ, I would say I became professional when actually shout out to DJ Effect. He's in here. I just saw Effect in here. Effect supposed to be 2011. Gave me a shot to open up for him at Mokai. And even though I was doing Love Hate before that, I was doing the Clevelander, you know, a little shit here and there, but it wasn't until I got in Mokai where I was like, okay, this is a different scenario, this is a different situation. I feel like I'm a professional and I'm getting paid for it. Yeah, now I feel like I'm earning a living doing this craft, so I'm a professional. That's 2011. When would you say, started from 2001, we're now in 2020, when did you feel you became a professional promoter?
I've never heard that. I never heard someone say when you became a professional promoter. So let me use my my cousin's words that he stated in the doc, where he said, I think I became fine-tuned.
Okay.
A fine-tuned businessman during that 2008, 2009 Corona Y time. I think that's when I can say that it was some, I won't call it a professional promoter, but I'll just say I fine-tuned my business model. And so I say around 2008, 2009, but even with the changes and the trends and keeping up with today's society, especially with social media, I've had to reinvent, change some things, and you know, you use the knowledge and the wisdom that you acquired to carry on.
Is there anything from the industry, nightlife industry, from back in the day that doesn't happen anymore that you would take and apply today if you could?
That I would apply it today.
Yeah, today. Like what's the biggest difference between doing parties now and doing parties in 2004?
Well, from a promoter's standpoint, back then we didn't have social media, man. So we was passing out flyers. We was making phone calls.
Somebody said you were always on point, even at Teasers and Club State. Fancy Teasers and Club State, which I never heard neither one of those places, but
yeah, man. Teasers was on Ocean Drive. State was where Mokai is right now. Not Mokai, Mr. Jones, where Mr. Jones is right now. Okay. But nah, back then, man, it was, like I said, it was really like the flyers, and it was the groundwork. It was the hustle. Because now, like, especially the promoters nowadays, they get on this gadget right here, these phones, and they make a post, and they thinking that's all it is.
Right.
And I also think that, you know, back in the day, I don't know if DJ Effect wanna co-sign this though, but I think the DJs were more into the parties as well, as opposed to worrying about the gram and worried about, you know, this is what it looks like, because they, you know, back then the DJs was carrying fucking crates, they was carrying their records, so they was working and they was working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it made it, you know, more, they was more in it with us back then. Nowadays, man, I ain't gonna say no names. I done seen some DJs that do this. Walk away, walk to the bar, get a drink, go talk to a girl, hear the song, what they got, and run into the booth, change it up. Hey, man, it's just a whole new era right now.
Oh, DJ Effect said the Forge.
Yeah.
Forge, yeah.
You know that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know the passing out flyer thing was a drastic difference. You know, you think social media has hindered the promoter approach to parties, or has helped, or has it done both? Is it like a gift and a curse?
Well, it's a gift and a curse. I was gonna say that because now you can reach a lot more people, especially if you have the following, and you can do it more often. I can sit at my house and just send out a flyer every 30 minutes if I want to, or however long. as long as you reaching people. And then you have so many different podiums and platforms that you can use to promote your parties, different blogs, different websites, and then they got these fucking sponsored ads where you can buy ads to promote your parties, and that has taken away the hard work aspect of it, and you know, it's more gratitude when you work for it. For me, it you know, because man, I don't know if my man Pooh Bear is still in here, but man, hey, I remember one time we ordered 150,000 flyers for Memorial Day weekend, 5 days of parties. Like, and it's when you out there hustling and working that hard, the reward is so much more better.
Gratifying, yeah.
You know,
damn, 150,000.
Yeah, man. But luckily, you know, he owned the printing company and he was partnering with me in the party, so boy, ain't no fucking way I was paying for no 150,000.
Pooh Bear, goddamn. I was gonna ask you what because like you saying about becoming.
You remember that Dame?
Huh?
My cousin Dame. Hey man, listen, we was passing out flyers back then. Me, Phil, shit, man.
God damn. You were saying you said 2008, the Crew NY era, when you became fine-tuned. We just did Super Bowl weekend, the reopening of Crew, Super Bowl LIV 54 Miami. How did you feel before the Thursday night before, you like leading up to it, and then how did you feel when it was completed, like the Monday after? Like, take me through both.
Man, okay, I'm gonna take you through it. Like, everyone who knows me knows that Karoo NY is my baby. Like, I love Karoo NY. Like, Karoo NY is, to me, like, I used to say, if you took Karoo NY, lifted it up, and placed it on South Beach, no competition.
Right.
At all, period. Because Karoo NY gave you so much. You had the different rooms. It had the waterfalls, the outdoor, the indoor, and it was a real fly spot. Super fly now. Yeah. So when I had the opportunity to do it for Super Bowl, first of all, man, I didn't tell nobody until I knew I had it. Yeah, I was going over there and looking at it. You know, that's why I ain't tell you, because I know you probably would have told somebody. But it was like, man, I was looking forward to doing it, and when I got it, like them goosebumps, the nervousness set in, because now not only do I have to put on this event, but I gotta stamp what I've been co-signing for so long, and for it to been gone and closed for 11 years. And the excitement of me doing it was there, and when I first put it out that I was gonna open it, the response was just overwhelming. So I knew it was gonna go.
Right.
I knew it was gonna go. It was just because it's so much. What's that word? I think it's called nostalgia. At Karoo NY, like it was a lot going on. So now to go return there 11 years later. So a lot of artists at that time hadn't even been there, like Future, Lil Baby, Migos, and 2 Chainz, and a lot of those guys that had never been there. It was amazing, man. I can't front. It was something that I really my whole special place to me. You know, being able to return there and do it. So and after it was over, no, I ain't gonna tell you. I can't tell you the after effect of it, because it may be something. No, I can't tell you that. So maybe some more shit going on. So let me leave that alone.
But it was, I mean, definitely, you know, from hearing the stories about it, and me personally never going there, and then to have the opportunity to DJ there Super Bowl weekend, like, number one, thank you. You know what I mean? Like,
No doubt.
I try to make a point, you know, every couple of years just to tell you thanks for helping me.
Every couple of years.
Every couple of years. You know, nah, I'm fucking with you.
Nick DJ with me every week, and he said, "I'm gonna tell you thank you every couple years."
Want me thank you every week? Hey, it's Thursday. Thank you, Mike. Next week.
Man, listen.
Thanks, Mike. Nah, I'm playing. But nah, you know, I mean, I've told you time and time again, like you've helped change my life and put me in a good where, you know, I didn't think I would be at this level. So, being able to DJ in Crew Y on that stage Super Bowl weekend, it was a milestone for me career wise, but it just made me think about these full circle moments that happen, you know, in this business, in this industry. And then for it to be Super Bowl weekend, and then it's like a month later, everything gets basically taken from us. What do you think? Where do you think the hospitality nightlife industry is going to be in Miami post pandemic?
That's a very, very good question. I don't know if I have the exact answer, but I try to answer the best I can because Miami is such a tourism city. So we thrive off of hospitality. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to answer because you don't know where it's going to be. You don't know where we're going. Being optimistic about it. So if I had to say, man, I would just. That's a good question, Fly. And I'm not ashamed to say that I don't have the answer, but shit, it's gonna be tough. Like this is something new to a lot of us. Like I've never experienced anything like what we're going through, but
do you think that
I believe we can recover? Like I said, we can recover, and I think the approach to hospitality would be a little different than just saying voila or welcome. Like it will change the hospitality company's approach to things. It will also change the vendor's approach to things as well.
I was going to ask you, do you think that it'll get back to how it was, or a lesser version of it, or it'll be even more crazy than it used to be because of all this like I keep thinking about, here's what I keep thinking about, Mike. I keep thinking about the night before they say, okay, parties and clubs and venues, y'all can open up tomorrow. And then it's the first party, first experience, first gathering post-pandemic. I keep thinking about what it's going to be like, and I have two thoughts about it. I either going to think it's going to be one or two extremes. It's either going to be crazy, crazy packed, lit, whatever, or it's going to be empty because of people's paranoia about immersing themselves back into society after so long. And after the consumption of so much, whether you call it propaganda, fake news, whatever it is that we watch every day, it's going to be, I think, one of those two extremes. It's either going to be crazier than before, or it's going to be like, okay, we can go outside, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to go out to a party yet. Let me wait a little while. Let me wait a couple of weeks and see if it pops back up.
I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be.
Which one?
It's going to be one or the other, or possibly both, depending on who the person is. You know what I mean? Just like they saying they opening up the state of Georgia today. I don't think, you have certain people who are very cautious, careful, and optimistic about, this thing either going away. They're not rushing to opening up their doors. I saw, Killer Mike mention that he's not opening up his barbershop in Atlanta.
Oh.
So we as a people still have the choice of what we're going to do. Right. Do I think people will be rushing to go out? Those people that's having little small gatherings right now, they gonna go out. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna go out. I think, people that's more mindful, they'll be more cautious to go out and you know, and also depending on the guidelines and the rules that are in place for us to have small gatherings, large gatherings, whether it's small or large. You know, it's going to change the scope of things, and it may, like I said, it may make it better because, you know, just like with anything, like when they stated stock market crashing was some of the best times for people to make moves and to kind of like what's that term they use where they say something like where there's blood on the streets, buy land or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those effects, I think. Whereas it's all depending on the person, and I think we get through this. It may be even better because now what it's going to do is just like it has done for you guys as DJs with this live platform. It'll allow us, you know, allow the people to now get back to enjoying the parties, and that can only, from my perspective, that can only happen with smaller gatherings. Okay. You know, like those lounges, the lounge field where people just come back and they just there to have a good time. When you got 1,500, 2,000 people, that's too many different personalities to try to say that they here to just party. They here to have a good time. Because you got those that want to stunt, those that want to shine, those that want to buy bottles, those that want to fuck with girls, girls want to fuck with guys. Like, it's too much going on as opposed to just, man, I'm here for the music. What that's also going to do is affect a lot of the artists as well.
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's why they better fuck with y'all, man. They got to fuck with y'all.
You know what?
They got to fuck with the DJ. Like, I saw somewhere down on this chain where my man said DJ Envy did it. But, yeah, he's a DJ.
Yeah.
So, of course, he wants to look out for his what he comes from, which is the DJs. The artists gotta respect the DJ.
Shout out DJ Clue. I see Clue in here. It makes me think that talking about Envy, and they raised all this money, and I saw them doing it, and it made me think, okay, if they, and I don't know the exact number they raised, but let's say it's $100,000, right? If they raised $100,000 for DJs, how are they determining what DJ gets that money? Because we all need it. It's a million of us. So how are you determining? And then you take that $100,000, then you bust it down to divide it among 10,000 DJs, and then everybody gets what, $100? Like, for it to make sense to donate to someone, how do you determine who's getting that donation from a DJ perspective? Because
I don't have that answer. Clue's up in here. Clue can probably tell you. Clue can probably answer how they determine who gets the money. So Clue is here. Maybe I'm gonna watch and see if he answers. But I'm gonna say this though, things like that sometimes is really the gesture as well. Like again, I'm going back to me banking. I bank at Wells Fargo and Chase. I've listen, man. I can show you on my phone. I should go show you on my computer right now, man. Like Wells Fargo, they ain't gave me no money, and they got a lot of my money, and they ain't gave me nothing. So I think it's who they gonna choose. Now, if Clue responds in that way, who they're gonna choose, I don't know.
Yeah.
And Effect said the ones that get asked. The one that asked get it.
Okay, so
Clue said
we asked who needed, and the first 200 that respond got 500. Okay,
that
cool.
is.
Yeah,
that is. I mean, because it's impossible for them to provide for every single DJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think there has to be some guidelines and some rules in order for you to
do it fairly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way to really make sure that everyone get a fair opportunity to get some of it.
Yeah. I think what talking about the lives, the DJing live, I think what it's doing, it's making people appreciate.
Hold up. Effect. I fuck with you on this one. I gotta ask you, Fly Guy.
What's up?
You ready?
Uh-huh.
Would you hold up, Effect? Watch this. Watch me now, Effect. Are you a headliner DJ?
100%.
100%. Okay. I'm putting myself out there with this one. You ready?
Come on.
Who pays you though?
Huh?
Who pays you?
The club.
Who? The club. Has the club reached out to you yet? Has any club reached out to you to say, "Hey, here
for to give me money"? No.
Okay.
No.
Just asking.
And yeah, a couple of them still owe me money.
Hey man, we all going through a tough time right now, brother.
I'm like, that's a whole nother rabbit hole. I ain't trying to, making them phone calls like, let me get that.
Yeah, the effect said it was he feels like the club should reach out to the DJs, which rightfully so, man. Like, just even if it's on a small scale of saying, hey, I appreciate you, man, because I know it's a lot of money that has been generated in these venues, and I just, hey man, listen.
I feel like clubs, and again, because I don't know how it was back in the day, but you said, like the DJ seemed to be a lot more vested in the overall night of a party. I feel like a lot of clubs and venues don't respect the DJ in modern time, like today, like right now. I don't think we get, when I say we, I don't necessarily mean specifically, but we as artists, because we are artists, it is a craft that we do. I don't think our craft and our talent and our artistry gets respected the way it should. And I'm gonna assume the way that it used to, like when you first got in the game. Wait.
No. What you mean?
Like when I'm saying that
look, the party can only be a party if there's music playing.
Right.
If you take away the DJ, there's no party. Yeah, you can put on an iPod and all that, blah, blah, blah. Just like with sports and anything. If you take away the players, there's no game. Without the DJ, there's no party, brother. So I think that then the DJs have to stand on it. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with having this type of dialogue. And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, help me. I need a little help. Shit is fucked up. There's nothing wrong with asking. Right. And because without the DJ, man, there is no party.
I'm glad you said that. I think what's been happening, what I've noticed in the lives, the DJ live sets, that people I think are developing or redeveloping an appreciation for music, just for music in general. Because what, like myself and a lot of DJ homies that are doing these lives, what we're able to do is now play music that we really wouldn't necessarily play or have been playing if we were still out working right now, but kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit and doing different type of sets and incorporating different music along with music that's familiar. But I think it's helping people to develop an appreciation for vibes, so that when we get back to being outside, I think the mentality and the approach of somebody coming to a club is going to be, they're going to want that same musical experience that they've been watching, on a phone for so many months or so many weeks. I think that's probably one of the only positives I see coming out of this when we get back to parties.
Yeah, and I just think that, and then I also think that you guys as DJs can capitalize off your live as well. So, and well, hey Camilo, when you say there are no rules on the live. Well, me and Fly touched on that earlier, whereas he was concerned about getting kicked off. So
wait, hold that thought, Mike. Hold that thought, because Instagram will kick us out because it's been an hour. We come right back. We're gonna finish it up with this last point you about to make.
Damn, player.
I know. We're gonna come. Hey, all 150 of y'all, come right back. We're gonna close it out with Mike's thought. Hold that thought. We'll be right back.
My man.